Marcus Brigstocke.
Last week, comedian Marcus Brigstocke discussed candidly his struggles with porn addiction and called for the stigma around it to be removed.
Speaking here in Soho last week, comedian Marcus Brigstocke discussed how his porn addiction altered the way that he interacted with women and meant that he struggled to have a normal sex life. Psychotherapist Paula Hall said that this is a common occurrence in relationships where one partner has a porn addiction.
For partners, more often than not, it's the deceit that is the problem, not the porn. So many might be aware that their partner looks at pornography or assume they do occasionally, sometimes, who knows. But finding out that it's a dependency, finding out that they've been choosing pornography over you, finding out that when they said they'd got a headache, were tired, were too stressed, felt a bit run down. Actually, none of that was true. Actually, they were using pornography. That is what really hurts.
Marcus Brigstocke said his porn addiction started at the age of 20, but is concerned that the average age for boys to start watching porn now is 11. This is when it began for Sean Flores in South London, who says porn began to take over his entire life.
Porn I was first introduced to by a friend at around 11 years old, and I'd say it became an illegitimate sexual education tool. I grew up in a time where conversations around sex in school were pretty much one class. That was pretty much it. And I think naturally as kids, you're curious. So I had almost as if, I would say, a digital dealer in my back pocket at all times in some way, shape or form. And as time went on, I noticed it became progressively worse. I was watching it morning, noon and night. If I wasn't doing anything in the day, watch it relentlessly. Became super exhausted as a result of it. It stopped me from doing a lot of plans. It deeply affected the way that I saw the world, the way that I interacted with people.
With social media meaning that an abundance of sexually explicit content is easily accessible, experts fear that regulation will be difficult.
Whatever format entertainment and advertising media has taken, it has involved sexualization and objectification across history. Sex sells, and we want to watch Love Island and other TV shows, so there's clearly a market for it. And with digitization and with the kind of expansion of what is available to us in terms of media, that sexualization has followed suit. There are interesting questions to ask about what we're drawn to, how that is played upon, and how pervasive that becomes.
On how to fix the problem, Flores issued calls for porn addiction to be treated seriously like a mental illness and called on schools to do more.
We need to have a whole systems approach, a whole school approach. We need to have all the institutions working better together. You know, people should be able to come out and say there's things that they're really struggling with. So we talk about mental health, but porn addiction and many other addictions are deeply tied to mental health.
With the introduction of the online safety bill at the end of last year, and educators like Sean in schools, hopefully porn addiction can be treated with the severity it deserves.